I would probably take all. Would you take that one or let that one go? Probably let that one go a little longer and then take this one. Take those 3. I was asking, do you want to put, what else could be like good to put in the pickles? Onions?
Onion and herbs, whatever herbs you want.
Okay.
This one. Yeah, I got it.
Oh my gosh.
Want a bite?
That's a huge bite.
That is a huge cabbage leaf. These are actually all just going to the chickens, but I want to show you a huge cabbage. I mean, this thing is the head of this cabbage is bigger than a basketball. This is OS cross. This is like the ones that grow up here that just get absolutely huge and people enter them in the state fair. Some of these leaves, especially these back ones that are kind of hard to see, they're that big. This thing's absolutely insane and it is still growing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's a cabbage leaf. Makes great chicken food though. Let's go feed them.
Oh yeah, this one, I remember. Right off. This one has that really cool side branch. See? Well, that's a first for me. I've never seen like a little sprout from a cauliflower plant. Usually broccoli, when you harvest it, it will send out additional sprouts. So we've got the main head and then we had a little sidekick right there. Eric and I are harvesting some cauliflower today. Just when I said they weren't all going to be ready at once, they're all ready at once. So we have a few scragglers behind. We love cauliflower fresh. So that's why it kind of is a bummer when it's all ready at the same time, because then we're kind of forced to preserve it. That's what we're doing today. We're going to be making some pickles and then we're going to be blanching and freezing some of it. This variety is called Snow Queen. It is a hybrid and it has consistently done extremely well for us. I'm a huge fan of this one. This other variety is called Flame Star, another hybrid, and it's a shorter maturing orange cauliflower. So pretty cool. This one did really well too. We gotta decide what else we want for the pickles.
They're extremely sweet this year.
This is the first year that we haven't grown enough peas. Usually this trellis is like just totally covered. We grow snap peas, shelling peas, and snow peas. Snow peas are my favorite for harvesting. I don't have that many this year. Also growing this different variety of shelling pea, and it is freaking awesome. It's these huge little peas in the pod, and so you pick them at the end of the season and then you can, you know, preserve them. But Eric likes to come out and eat them, so I'm not sure we're gonna have any left. He's lost. Do you want to pee? Yeah, but I grew like 40 cabbages this year, so I think it's probably okay. Hey, what is that? You don't like that? Does it taste good? Oh my gosh, you're like the most perfect kohlrabi ever.
That's a nice one.
Hey, you could have put big ones. The small one's okay?
I don't want small ones so I can like slice them like green onions.
Got it.
Oh no, look at that. That's awesome. Our garlic it's not really even close to being ready, but sound really good to have this in the pickled cauliflower. So cool. We got a nice head of garlic to use.
Gorgeous.
Oh God, it smells like garlic.
There's a bunch of yarrow in the garden because I have let it reseed itself. It is native to Alaska. I think it is. At least there's a bunch of it everywhere. When we first moved here, we had like no yarrow on our property and I'd go out and forage it. But over the years, it has just like totally flourished here. So we have it everywhere. It's kind of taken over, honestly. I love it. It's so smelly and good smell. It has a really nice scent. So we use it for lots of different things. And kind of a fun fact is it also does stop bleeding. One time I stabbed myself with our pruners, went straight down into my toe, and I grabbed a whole bunch of the leaves and I smashed them onto my huge open wound, and it like completely stopped the bleeding. So it's pretty cool. Oh, lovely.
Oh my gosh.
There's other ones.
This one's great.
I was thinking even pick the ones that aren't, you know, when they're not all the way blue. Just because I don't know if we're going to come back out here. I just saw that robin over here too. Right here. You just going to leave those or what?
Are you joking right now? You literally come over here and you tell me how to pick berries? I can't pick them all at once, babe. Am I going to leave them? I'll tell you right now, I'm not even like saving half of the ones. I'm just eating them. They're so good.
Well, we don't need that many.
Summer treat right here. What are you making with these?
We're harvesting the last of our honeyberries. These things are awesome. We've had these bushes for 4 years now, or I guess 3.5, and they have just totally exploded. So they were probably 1, maybe 2-year-old plants when we bought them, and they're just huge now. They put on a bunch of growth every year. We kind of bought them more for privacy, and they're doing a really good job at that. We have a shorter variety that pollinates these other 3, but these ones are getting really big. And the berries themselves are amazing. They're out of this world. They taste like a blueberry and a grape, but honestly, they just taste like their own unique type of berry, and they're so good when they're really ripe and big and blue like that. We're trying to pick every little last one, and then we have some plans for these later. So the first thing we are starting on is something called Smudge Sticks, which we find quite humorous. I believe they are like similar to incense, right? Like herbs and flowers you collect, and you make these little bunches, you dry them out, and then you burn them later on, like
yeah, I've seen them before.
In the winter months, right?
Sage is a really popular one people do with them.
We got sage, we've got yarrow, some lemon balm, and fireweed?
Fireweed, yeah. Are you going to do a mix, or are you going to do one each?
Whatever you want to do. I don't mind. Here, I only got 3 sages, I think. You want to be sure to use a twine that's good for burning. This is a cotton twine.
Yep.
Yeah. We're tying a knot at the base of the plants, and then we're going to wrap it all the way around, kind of loosely. You can do this with dried herbs, but ours are wet, so we need them to dry out. They're fresh. And with this warmth we're having, I suspect that won't take all that long, less than a week outside. It's a really nice job. Look at that.
It's like my first smudge stick.
A little flower bouquet. Do you smudge?
Only on the weekends. Pretty nice one. 2 more.
These look great, thanks to Eric. I cannot wait to burn them and try them out. And now we're moving on to our cauliflower pickles.
Let's do it.
We're getting started on the brine, and we also have our jars heating up. We have 7 quarts going. That's going to be our goal for today. So I've got a little pot going here too. And you can definitely do a different brine than we're going to do. As far as brines go, more vinegar is better, but we don't personally like ours that strong usually. So we'll usually do like more water, sometimes even 50-50 water to vinegar. This is going to be a bread and butter recipe though. So we want these to be really good, and we're actually going to stick more with the majority being vinegar. We've settled on 10 cups of vinegar. That's going to be a mixture of apple cider vinegar and white distilled vinegar, and then we're going to add just 2 cups of water. We've got 4 cups of apple cider vinegar going into there, and that's going to fill up this pot pretty much to the top 2 cups of water. We're gonna add our sugar. I have 2 cups. Pretty sweet, but again, these are bread and butter pickles, so we want them to be pretty sweet. We have this little mixture of pickling spices. It has peppercorn, coriander, dill, celery seed, bay leaf, and a whole bunch of other things in there. I'm probably going to do like 2 tablespoons. Then we're also adding some kosher salt. Eric and I are not worried about them turning out crunchy because they are cauliflower and they are very crunchy to begin with. I think we're going to do 3 tablespoons, and then we're going to check this brine and see if we like it. We may fiddle with it just a little bit. It's like we're cutting mini trees. I just love cauliflower.
I've been eating
they're gonna be good like that.
but cauliflower all day.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, this is weird. Busting into a garlic that's not ready, you know what I mean? It's hard to, it's got like a soft skin.
Can't actually smell it.
Well, trust me, it's good. Throw a little onion in there.
I'm gonna kind of smash them down though, like you're doing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to because there's
They're dense.
onion in there too. It's sprung up.
Dang it, these look good.
Yeah, you actually do. All right, that's looking good. 7 packed full jars. I got some of the brine here that cooled down. Let me try it and see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. You want to try some?
Sure. Do you want to add more water or anything?
I don't know. We thought that each one was going to take 2 cups of brine, but it's turning out it's taking 3 cups per jar. Cauliflower, it just doesn't pack down in there that good, so we're going to have to make some more brine, but these are looking awesome. I can't wait to try these.
Really, yeah. Already when the water is bubbling like that, like simmer, tiny bubbles.
Well, upon letting these cauliflower pickles sit, they softened up a little bit. We were able to chop up another whole head and a half of cauliflower, shove it in there. We left a 1/4 inch headspace, and we're gonna be water bathing these today for 15 minutes. Okay, we have too much water in this thing. Perfect.
Our pickles turned out awesome. We have worked up an appetite, so we are going to make a neat dish. We're going to do more like egg rolls. They're going to be delicious. I have 2 cups of flour in this bowl here. We're going to be adding 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And this is going to be our dough. We have some ice water. We're only going to add about a 1/4 cup and see if we need more and get that all mixed up. That's mixed, but I'm going to use a little bit more of the water. We want it to just come together and be kind of sticky. And Eric has some fish that he cooked up for us, and we're going to be slicing up some veggies to add to these too. Get in there. We've had some not so nice weather lately, so this day is really awesome to be cooking outside. This dough, we've been eating it for about 5 minutes, so we're now going to let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to get the little wrappers shaped.
see if this can be egg rolled.
I really like dough.
Yeah, I just like to eat it.
I just love it. To me, it's a texture thing.
Well, that looks really good. Little cucumber on the side, nasturtium flowers. Those taste awesome. It's kind of sweet at the beginning, then it has a bite like wasabi. And then we got these awesome egg rolls with honey and sesame seeds on top. I'm gonna dig in here. That tastes just like a really good egg roll. This is awesome. We're gonna eat and we will see you guys tomorrow. We got some plans. The honey.
We are out on a mushroom hunt today. Eric and I are deciding to set some time aside for that. We've had some major rains the last few weeks and now we have some sunny weather. So that is good environment for mushrooms. We're gonna see if we can find any. We're in a mixed forest right now with spruce and birch. Right to my left, I have a really cool mushroom growing, and then to my right, I have the remnants of where someone took some chaga. So there's just a little bit left right here. But up here we have a birch polypore right there just starting. And I have never found one that young growing. Usually there's a bunch on this tree. Usually when the tree's dying, you'll see a lot of these, and there's a bunch of old ones up higher. On this side we have hoof fungus, also a really young one. I've never seen them when they're that new. I mean, that's really cool to look at. I don't know if this one is useful. The other one is useful, but we've harvested birch polypore and I'm just not a huge fan of it. So that's not what we're looking for today. We are looking for other fungi. And I think we're at a good place to start. So we're gonna look around and see what we can find.
Found one. This is some sort of 𝐵𝒍𝒂𝒔𝒂 mushroom, I believe, and we're pretty sure we can eat this one. We're gonna pick this one. It's extremely like firm and healthy, and we'll look this one up and make sure we can eat this one. But cool, we got our first one. Oh yeah, little tiny blueberries. Found a little trail snack. Got some wild raspberries. Look how small they are. So when it comes to wild berries, usually when we find them in the wild, they're a lot better than like ones you could grow or store-bought ones. But raspberries, they're just okay. I feel like the ones we grow have a lot more flavor. These ones are actually pretty good though. Oh, there's a bunch right there.
These have to be the ripest currants I have ever found. They are like a dark wine color. Usually they're bright red and they're a little bit translucent, but these ones, they normally taste like a pomegranate. These ones actually taste like a fermented pomegranate, hence why I didn't pick that many, but I wanted to give Eric some to try.
The heck? They got like little hairs growing out of them.
But they're currants. I saw the plant. Isn't it? I know, like a fermented pomegranate.
Oh!
This is another chaga about eye level. We don't need chaga, so we're not going to take it, but this is kind of a cool one. It's a younger, I think it's a younger specimen, shall I say.
Doesn't look like we're finding many more mushrooms of any species. So I think what we're going to do is head down to lower elevation. It's a little dry up here. We're going to see if we can get more into like rainforest almost somewhere. Oh, there's a mushroom right there. Can't eat that one, I don't think.
I just don't know it, but it's a big one.
That's a big one. That's the only reason I saw it. Look at the stalk on that thing.
But I haven't even seen anything like that.
No, we haven't seen anything. We need to go somewhere wetter.
I'm not sure what kind of mushroom this is. It looks kind of like a cup fungus. I've seen those before growing like in our compost pile, but I don't know about this one. And we don't eat anything, obviously, that we can't 100% certainly identify. So we're at a spot where we have found some 𝐵𝒍𝒂𝒔𝒂 before. We're gonna see if we can find any here.
High bush cranberry. These are good. They're not all the way ripe. We usually get them in the fall. They get like 3 times that size if you get a nice bush, but they taste just like a cranberry. Well, I found remnants of a belay mushroom that has been eaten. This would have been a great one. It was a nice, healthy one. In our experience with these, as they start to get bigger, the squirrels come and they'll take bites out of them and they'll just completely eat them, and then bugs come along and eat them too. So that one's a goner, but it's a good sign we found something. Okay, those are belays. Little immature ones, but I'm gonna snag these before that squirrel gets them. There's a couple here too that are a little too small. We'll let those ones go. Nice. Oh yeah.
Getting bigger.
Wow, one of the cool things about this mushroom that I'm noticing is how heavy it is. There's some meat on that sucker. Let's get some more. This is awesome. Oh, there's one right here. These are small ones, but this will add up to a good meal. Look at it. Oh yeah. Perfect specimen. No imperfections. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to eat mushrooms. This is gonna be awesome. Color. Yeah, that's almost a great one.
See, it looks like, they say it looks like a bread loaf.
Oh, it totally does. These are great. These are delicious. I cannot wait to eat dinner tonight. Let's find some more.
Little squirrel damage.
Oh yeah, see? Something was eating it there, like a little bug. I'm gonna cut that part off. Leave it here. Look at that flesh.
Good eating. I'm not good with names, scientific names of mushrooms. I only know the common names. And I think we actually do have king belays here. They get really big. We've seen them like this big here, but generally they're just totally damaged by the squirrels. So I'm surprised we've even been able to find any. I mean, he just totally had his way with that one.
What is that?
It's a belay. He just hasn't eaten it yet. Yeah, I know. It was just, I saw the orange.
Good find. That is a beauty.
Oh my gosh, look at that one.
That is a healthy one.
This area we're at now is like thick foliage, so the mosquitoes are out in here. Not going to be here for long, I don't think. I found this cool plant. I think it's called a trailing raspberry. I'm actually not entirely certain of that, but there's a whole bunch of other plants out here. There's Devil's Club, and we found some watermelon berries, but it is just thick and hard to find mushrooms.
A pretty good day, all in all. This is probably my favorite one. It's a nice big healthy one, and then this was a cool one we found. That's a puffball, and this will be a good eating one. We've got a pretty good harvest, but we're gonna call it quits out here. We're gonna head back to our place, and we have some really good berries to harvest there. Took a break for some lunch, pasta with some olive oil, and we sauteed a bunch of those mushrooms on top. That looks good.
One of these mushrooms that we were chopping up, we realized quickly that it's not exactly what we thought it was. We thought this was a puffball, but it's not. You can tell when we cut into it, there's actually like a little cap forming with the underside and gills. So since I don't know what that is, we didn't eat it. But we're gonna head to the back forest now, get some berries.
Oh yeah.
That's a beauty. A little cloud of heaven there. These are known as cloudberries, and they are ripe. When they're not ripe, they're kind of like a dark, like a salmon color, and then they turn this peachy color, and they taste like custard. It is the weirdest thing. Or one of our favorite berries here.
There's a nice one.
This is the area that Eric was cutting trees back here in the winter months, and it's definitely opened it up a lot. So a lot of new plants that are already here, I guess, are filling in the space. This is an elderberry plant. Behind me, we've harvested these in the past and strained out the seeds because they have cyanide in them. We weren't really that big of a fan of the flavor. They're almost like a fermented-y tasting things. So we like to harvest rose hips instead. Those have a much better flavor for making things out of. Look at those tiny little birds.
What an awesome harvest. Look at the juice on the bottom. So hard to explain these, what they taste like, but it's like custard. Sweet, almost like sour peach, just custardy texture. Delish. Can't wait to make something with these.
Head back.
Look at that. Dang.
We're in the kitchen with our berries that we collected, including the honey berries from yesterday. I've been wanting to make something delicious with these, so I've been eyeballing a recipe that I'm going to be following. It is a brioche dough, and then you fill it with custard and berries and you bake it. So it sounds absolutely fabulous. We've got to get started on the dough. The recipe I'm following is all in grams, so I measured everything out, and I'm going to link it for you if you want to copy it. I have our flour and our salt and our sugar, and I'm going to be adding milk and the yeast that's already dissolved in there. And I'm gonna get 2 eggs cracked. We're gonna mix everything together. We're starting on this now because our dough has to sit overnight along with the custard. And it uses, this whole recipe uses quite a bit of eggs and quite a bit of butter. And we like butter, but I don't buy it that often. So I'm actually gonna be subbing in a little bit of coconut oil. So I'm using half butter and half coconut oil. I'm gonna add that to the dough now. If you have a mixer, this is the time to get it out because I have to knead this for like 10 minutes. Something crazy like that. Quite the workout. Look at that dough. This is such cool dough. It's like sweet, sticky bread. We're gonna let this sit overnight and we are moving on to our custard. I'm gonna get this small saucepan heating up. We're adding milk. That's the first ingredient. This is actually set aside for once our milk has heated up. We're gonna be adding it to here, and this is cornstarch and sugar. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt, and same thing with the vanilla. While that's heating up, we're going to add 7 egg yolks to our mixture right here. And we took out the whites, so it's just the egg yolks. The egg yolks have been super orange lately with the chickens eating salmon. This milk did not take long to heat up. We're going to pour about half of it into here and continually whisk it. I'm gonna leave the other half right in that pot. And this is just gonna go right back into our pot. We're gonna turn it back on and watch it. But I want it to pretty much thicken with that cornstarch. Okay, that is thick. I'm gonna just run it through this strainer before it goes through that bowl just to catch any clumps. Not sure about this step right here, but at least we will have a good consistency of custard there. And it is really delicious. We've grabbed a little bite full. The last thing we have to do is add our butter, a little cube of butter here. And we're gonna mix that really well in there until it's melted all the way. I'm gonna put a little cover on this and we're gonna let it chill overnight and make these tomorrow. Our dough looks awesome and we are ready to shape it. So I'm going to be shaping it into like little discs, and then we have to let it rise for a second time. Wow, that's some seriously crazy looking dough. Look at that. Our dough's been rising for about 40 minutes. I got 6 in this cast iron. We have our oven preheating at 350 and we're going to do the fun part now. So I'm just gonna be putting a little bit of flour right on these. And then we're gonna take this measuring cup and just lightly press it into the dough. So we have like a little cup, so to speak, or like a little bowl. We took our custard out earlier this morning and I just lightly immersion blend it because there was a few little clumps in there. I think that looks pretty good. We're gonna hit this with an egg wash. And now it's time for our custard. I'm just gonna kind of spoon it in there. Get like a little dollop in there. Oh my gosh. It's already so beautiful. Wow. Those look fantastic. I cannot wait for these. These are gonna be our breakfast / lunch, so brunch here. And we're keeping our berries separate. We have some of the cloudberries we're just gonna be adding right on top. And then we're also going to be doing half of these with the honeyberries. And the cloudberries taste like custard, so I'm interested to see how they're gonna go. They're gonna be very custardy. Wow. Okay, these are gonna go into our oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And I'm very thrilled. I can't wait to see what they look like. Okay, these have sufficiently cooled. Eric made me wait, so they look amazing. I'm really excited that we took the time to make these. Maybe you guys will try them as well. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we are going to just dig in. I'm really excited. The bread's delicious. That's all I got in the first bite. Delicious. Spectacular. The berries are tangy. And the custard is so good. Wow.
Okay, we have too much water in this thing. So, stand back for a second here. About to lose some liquid. Gosh, pressure canning's so safe.
You mean water bathing?
Okay, we're gonna have to, this is risky business here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Oh my gosh, no wonder, because the water was in the jars.
In the jars, yeah. Just with quartz, you have to put so much water in this thing. It's not even funny. We never do quartz, you know? I can't even remember the last time we did quartz. All right, okay, make me look good.